Get over here. We need to find them. They're here. They're here somewhere. Captain, have you been here before?
Can't say I have, no.
Okay, everyone follow me, please.
Go. That's our signal.
So the door slowly slides open, and you enter a large chamber. And as you walk in, you see at the end of the chamber a giant statue of Leifnor turn 180 degrees to face you, and in its hand sits a chest.
If we've learned anything, it's that dwarves don't like it when you take their things.
I'm gonna open the chest.
Jeremiah!
Maybe there's something cool in there.
You walk over to the chest.
I'm gonna search the area while he walks up to it. A 6.
It's surprisingly barren. It looks like it used to hold a lot of things, but not anymore.
I'm gonna draw my crossbow for when Jeremiah opens the chest, just in case.
You ready your crossbow. You walk over to the chest, Jeremiah. You blow off the dust. You unlatch the hinges. 1, 2, and you lift the lid. Slowly. You lift the lid, and inside the chest is a pile of fish.
What?
Lose something?
Leifnor?
You turn around and you are met with Malachi, Grumbo, Gift 2.0, the Armored Gift, and 9 other pirates blocking the entrance/exit.
Oh, I knew it. I was, the entire time, I'm like, maybe I should turn around. Maybe just in case. Like, let's just, yeah.
All right, you know the drill. Everyone find a cannon, grab a cannon, ready, aim, fire.
My crossbow is ready. I'm ready to go. I pointed at Malachi.
And Malachi goes, "Not one more cocksucking step!" And Malachi points his hand crossbow at you.
Whoa,
But then he slowly...
It's a little homophobic.
That was a lot, right? Yeah, wow. That came out of nowhere.
Heartlock is right. That wasn't very nice.
I mean, like, if you're into that, like, that's fine. Like, that's fine. Just doesn't have to be an insult, you know? Like, let it be.
He points his hand crossbow at you, but then he slowly points it at the child he has in his other arm.
Oh.
No!
Limu.
No.
Not one more step, or I'll brain the wee brat. And don't test me, boy. I didn't graduate. Devil burn me, you sure had me fooled. You're not yellow. You're not cowardly at all. Nor are you courageous. No, you're just suicidal.
Yeah.
And he hands Limu off to a lizard pirate. If they so much as move an inch, he turns to face Jargen. Gut the wee lad like a scabby sea bass. And the lizard pirate presses the tip of his hand crossbow into the back of Limu's head, finger on the trigger. Now, let's recap how our first encounter went. He walks over to the Armored Gift, who has bruises in his side, leg, and stomach from the cannonballs he took before, as well as a tiny scar between his eyes. He has now covered his limbs and stomach in crudely forged sheets of iron, and a section of a furnace is tied to his center, covering his midsection. He's wearing on his head a buckler shield that has been bent into the shape of a helmet. You see, his pet monkey has joined him once again as well. I offer you a peaceful surrender. You take it. You see, Gift has in one hand Jago, and in the other Kateshi. He is holding them by the scruff of their necks, the way a mother cat holds a kitten in her mouth. I ask a simple question. What's in the cauldron? You refuse to answer. Gift throws Kateshi to the ground. Kateshi's handcuffed, and Kateshi falls to his knees. I humanely hold you captive. I invite ye to dinner. I feed you. So imagine my surprise when I found my crew, men I love, men that I respect, butchered, beaten, and burned! And he grabs one of the many knives he has strapped on
RyAnna, do something.
and stabs the knife through one of Kateshi's feet, pinning him to the floor. Perhaps a game of quartz parchment shears will get you out of this one. He drives the knife through the other foot, pinning it to the floor. Or maybe you think you can waltz through life depending on nothing but sheer beauty. He grabs his scimitar and starts carving into Kateshi's forehead. Or maybe you'd like to insult me intelligence by trying to make me believe you're nothing more than a swanky sailor! No. And on that last word, he thrusts down in one last stroke, and you see a bloody letter M carved into Kateshi's forehead. So allow me to repay your captain with the same respect you paid my crew. He grabs Kateshi's tail and pulls it tight. No. And he hacks it right off. Just like goes, Kateshi! Just a line! Malachi walks over to one of his men carrying a pot by the handle. Malachi grabs the pot and dumps the boiling hot water onto Kateshi's face. Kateshi, no! Jezelite, close your eyes. Don't look. Malachi jabs a dagger into Kateshi's eye, and Kateshi thrashes violently. Malachi leaves the dagger in and unsheaths his scimitar, and for good measure, cleaves Kateshi's head right off his body. Malachi kicks the head over to you. A little souvenir. Grumbo runs over to Kateshi's corpse and starts licking the blood that's spilled out. Now remember, if you move, the boy gets it. And that goes for you too. And he points at Jago, who's still being held up by Gift. He grabs Jago from Gift.
No.
And Malachi goes, so I was thinking. And that's when you hear an echoed voice from the ancient vents above. Don't hurt my dad! You hear a loud monster roar. And then from above, a furry beast falls and pounces onto Malachi, a werewolf. It flails its arms wildly, and Malachi lets go of Jago. The lizard pirate lets go of Limu and pulls out a couple scrolls and begins reciting the words, but the werewolf smacks the scrolls out of his hand, and they both fly and land near you. Malachi kicks the werewolf away and runs out the exit. Grumbo and two other pirates follow him. The werewolf pounces after them. Gift tosses a huge boulder, blocking off the exit, and turns to face you along with 7 other pirates. Roll for fucking initiative!
Come on, let's go. That's a good boy, Fernandez.
22, bitch! Let's go!
6. I got a 6.
I got a gift to open!
19.
14.
First up, Jargen.
Hell yeah! I'm running straight the fuck up to Gift. With my scimitar, I'm gonna slice right into his armpit, into his shoulder, like socket. 15.
Jargen charges right at Gift with his scimitar ready at an upward angle, and Gift just smacks the blade back down, and the blade clangs to the ground.
Okay, so you said there are 7 other pirates?
Gift is at the entrance. Yes, he's just blocked it off with a boulder, and he's got 3 to his right, 4 to his left.
I'll go for the dark elf. I'll just use a regular bolt, and we'll shoot at the dark elf. 17.
RyAnna loads a bolt, points the hand crossbow, and she fires at the dark elf, and the bolt lands just above his right elbow. He clutches his arm in pain.
That's right.
Heartlock is furious after the scene he just witnessed, and he kind of just growls, "You are dishonorable people, and I will smite you under my palm." He will unleash a flurry of blows on... He is also going to focus the Dark Elf. 21 and an 8.
After saying that, he puts his hands to his side and he runs kind of Naruto style and swiftly makes his way to the Dark Elf and starts throwing punches and kicks. And the Dark Elf is keeping up for the first half, but then towards the end there, he gets the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hit combo, and he's stunned and he's wobbling back. The human pirate comes up, and he actually goes after Jesseline. So he swings down, and Jesseline dodges to the right. She puts her right arm up against his throat. Her left hand grabs his sword arm, and with her tail, she disarms the pirate and pushes him back and takes the scimitar and slashes at him.
That's my jizz line.
The dwarven pirate runs towards Jeremiah, and he trips on a step and falls onto his face. Next up, we have the orc pirate. He swings and he cuts Heartlock's back with one scimitar, and he cuts his arm with the other. That's going to do 7 points of damage.
That hurts.
The black lizard pirate loads a crossbow, aims it at RyAnna, misses, and hits the wall.
Alright, I'm gonna go run and help Jesseline out with my dagger and try to take a swipe at the human pirate. 9.
The human pirate and Jeremiah, they end up crossing the blades and they get stuck together like in a lightsaber duel, or like, what's it called, Priest of Fair or something?
Plead the fifth.
The two swords clash, and the human pirate starts finessing the blade and starts getting it over to Jeremiah's stomach, and he quickly starts backing up and realizes he's losing this fight, and then Jesseline steps in and swings her sword up and hits the sword out of the way, saving Jeremiah's life instead.
Thank you, Jesseline.
Next we have the green lizard pirate, and he fires an arrow at Jargen, and it misses. And now, Gift. After smacking your blade to the ground, Gift, with the other hand, puts his hand on top of yours, and he starts squeezing really hard your head, trying to pop it like a grape. He gives up and just kind of flops you onto the floor, and that's going to be 5 points of damage.
I'm hard-headed, you little idiot.
The elf pirate takes out his 2 daggers, sprints towards RyAnna, and while she's reloading, he catches her off guard and sinks a dagger into each arm, doing 8 points of damage.
Ah! You son of a bitch!
Oh my god.
That's fine, I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right, you big baby. Let's finish this. And you see Jargen's eyes, or his one eye that's not covered by the eye patch, light up with the barbarian rage, and his hair kind of stands up as he picks himself off the ground and goes for another stab up through the armpit. And he's going to try and dislocate that shoulder using his blade. That is... that is a 29.
So Jargen activates his barbarian rage, and he shoves his scimitar into Gift's armpit. And Gift is mildly upset with that.
RyAnna's freaking pissed, so she is going to say fuck the crossbow, and she's gonna pull out that handy dandy fork that she has come to love, and she's gonna attack the elf that has stabbed her in her arms. That's an 18.
RyAnna, after being stabbed by the elf pirate, takes out her fork and she jams it into the gut of the elf pirate, and that does 5 points of damage.
Heartlock is not thrilled about getting slashed up by this orc pirate that's flanking him, but he kind of reminds himself of his training and that he's trying to take down this elf pirate first with RyAnna's help. So he says, "Ignore all distractions," and he unleashes another flurry of blows. 19 and 4.
Heartlock continues his flurry of blows. The elf is now looking like he's losing consciousness with each hit, until finally Heartlock chambers a cross, and he gets a nice corkscrew cross down onto the elf, knocking him out completely. He spits blood out of his mouth as he hits the ground, and his eyes are like half closed, and the dark elf appears to be out of commission. The dwarven pirate once again makes his way, and then he trips over his own feet again and barely makes it up another step towards Jeremiah.
Listen, I'm gonna kill you in a few minutes, but you're giving us a bad name, lad. Come on.
Oh, and now we have the orc pirate once again.
Oh boy.
He swings down, and Heartlock just barely gets out of the way, but his arm gets scraped, and that does 2 points of damage. The black lizard pirate fires at RyAnna another hand crossbow that he's loaded quickly, and this one lands in RyAnna's stomach. That's 4 points of damage.
That's nothing. That's nothing.
Don't speak so quickly, lass.
Shut up.
I'm gonna take another swipe at the human pirate. Oh, 2.
Jeremiah tries to retaliate once again with the sword. He charges forward. He puts the sword like to his forehead like a rhino and tries to charge at the pirate. And the human pirate sticks his leg out and trips Jeremiah.
Ow.
Heartlock remarks, perhaps the human should fear the rhino.
And then Gift, he tries to grab and take the scimitar away from Jargen, but Jargen quickly pulls the scimitar out of Gift's armpit, and Gift misses that grab.
All right, Jargen is gonna put one hand on like Gift's back to try and get a foothold in between the pieces of armoring that he has to pull himself up and stab the scimitar into his neck. 19.
Gift goes to swing at Jargen, and Jargen limbos under that big arm swing. And with that, he then grabs onto the crudely formed armor that Gift has donned himself with, and Jargen swings up and stabs into the neck of Gift. And that does 5 points of damage. Gift, for once, is now wailing in pain.
But not dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab the elf again with my fork. 21.
RyAnna pulls the fork out with both hands and once again stabs, this time near the neck of the elf pirate.
Yes.
And that does 4 damage, and that pirate is not looking very well.
Sucks to suck.
Heartlock is eager to help RyAnna finish off the elf pirate, so he is gonna go wah, 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 and unleash another flurry of blows, if you can imagine. 18 and 21.
After that, getting stabbed in the neck, RyAnna pulls the fork out. Heartlock comes in behind and wraps his arms around his head, and he twists and he snaps that pirate's neck. And the elf pirate falls dead to the ground.
Good shit, Heartlock.
Both elf pirates have been eliminated.
I'm gonna give Heartlock a high five.
You quickly give him a high five and return to battle.
High five!
Yeah!
Ooh. This time, the dwarf pirate, after falling twice, is filled with determination. He runs off the back of the human pirate, so he used him as a ramp while he was hunched over, and now he's soaring in the air with his scimitar and knife aimed down at Jeremiah, and wrestling style kind of lands on Jeremiah with both the blades pointed down, one in the chest, one your thigh, and that is 11 points of damage.
Oh no, lad, that's a patented dwarven drop.
Owie. That really hurt.
Don't pass out.
York Pirate is going to Jargen now. He backhands Jargen and drives a scimitar into the meaty part of your upper chest, shoulder-ish area. He drives you back, trying to take you away from Gift. That's 5 points of damage.
Oof.
The Black Lizard Pirate takes aim and also fires at Jargen, and that bolt soars into your back left calf, and that is 4 points of damage. The Green Lizard Pirate takes aim, and it whizzes past your face, the crossbow bolt. Jesseline goes after the human pirate with her now stolen scimitar, and she cuts him down to size, straight across the throat, eliminating the human pirate completely as a geyser of blood spills from his neck.
Alright, so we got the orc, the dwarf, the 2 lizards, and Gift, right?
Correct.
Alright. I'm gonna hobble up and try to stab this dwarf in the jugular. Oh, Jesus Christ, 10.
You attempt to stab the dwarf in the jugular, and then you forget that dwarves are a lot smaller than humans, and their jugulars are a lot lower, so you just kind of stab above his head.
Figured.
Gift is now running after Heartlock, but Heartlock is faster, and he's unable to keep up with him, so he's chasing Heartlock around the room right now.
Bet you can't catch me.
Okay, Jargen is going right back for Gift and basically trying to scale him and this time straddle his neck so he can grab his scimitar and just stab it repeatedly into that weak spot in the armor. Natural 20, baby!
God.
Jargen holds on for dear life, and then he climbs up on top of Gift's shoulders, and he's stabbing into his neck over and over again, and Gift is wailing at it out in pain. And now, Gift's little monkey...
Oh no!
It climbs onto Jargen and is pestering him and like annoying him and scratching at his face and stuff. It doesn't do any damage. However, it's going to give you disadvantage on your next.
I figured. Yeah.
I want to shoot at the black lizard. 22.
RyAnna fires and the bolt goes into the pelvis, the right side of his pelvis, the black lizard, and he hisses.
Yeah, take that, you little shit.
Heartlock is hiding Gift around, but is still trying to help RyAnna burn things down. So he's going to hustle over to the Black Lizard and unleash a flurry of blows. 8 and 21.
Heartlock, while running away from Gift, is darting back and forth, dizzying Gift. And then he slides under Gift's legs and pops out the other side and lunges at the Black Lizard who has just been shot at by RyAnna. And he comes up with his knee and throws it into his stomach, and the Black Lizard keels over, and he's not looking good.
But not dead.
God
damn.
The dwarven pirate
Here we go.
Charges at Jeremiah, but he trips and then rolls under Jeremiah's legs like a soccer ball getting passed through the enemy team. Heartlock leapfrogs over the guy that has just killed over, the lizard that has just killed over. He leapfrogs away, and the orc pirate stabs at the empty space.
Alley-oop.
Avoiding danger, skipping through the war zone like a subatomic particle.
Oh, what now?
Jezeline is going to take her scimitar and drive it down and stab at the dwarven pirate. She catches his little foot, and he goes, "Ay! Cheapers!" Gift is attempting to pull Jargen off his back, but he can't reach. His muscles are too big that he has now lost all range of motion up there, and he can't get to Jargen. The monkey bops you on the head.
Of course.
And it does one damage.
Wait. I'm gonna use handle animal on that bitch, and I'm gonna try and get it to start attacking Gift's face instead.
Ooh. Do what you would do to handle that monkey.
I grab it by the scruff of the neck, and then I just hold it in front of me for a second. I go, and I make little monkey noises at it, and I throw it into Gift's face. And like when it looks to try and come back on me, I point at it and I point at Gift to be like, "No, attack him."
When the monkey falls to the ground, it hollers, and then it just like runs away, scampers away like a little chimp and out of fear.
I would like to grab the daggers of the elf that had stabbed me previously, and I would like to use that to attack the black lizard that is keeled over.
He's pretty far.
I will pick it up and throw it then.
The black lizard?
Yeah.
She does a little spin as she scoops up the dagger and continues the spin, and with the momentum, she throws the dagger. As the black lizard comes up after being socked in the stomach, he is met with a dagger to the face.
Bullseye!
It goes like through the top half of his mouth.
Ooh.
And he falls to the ground and bonks his head and dies.
Nice shot.
Thank you.
So who's left?
Green is left, and the orc and the dwarf are left.
Heartlock is actually going to try to take out the orc because that orc has been fiending for Heartlock this whole time.
Yeah.
So he's finally gonna kind of just like do like a feint where he like whips around and kind of like smacks him with the what's it called, a clothesline to the neck if possible. But he's gonna do it twice because it's a flurry of blows.
After leapfrogging over the black lizard who was about to get knifed in the face by RyAnna's throw, he stops short and starts sprinting actually towards the orc, and the orc is caught off guard here as Heartlock puts his arm out to clothesline the orc and runs right through him, and the back of his head smacks into the ground, and that does 6 points of damage on the orc. The dwarf is now going to attack Jezeline. She's grabbing at this guy who's like running circles around her, getting slippery, getting past. And then all of a sudden he turns back with this like evil laugh and face like and lunges at Jezeline and drives a scimitar and a dagger into her. He's like stuck in midair like a dart thrown at a board into her abdomen, and she takes 10 points of damage.
Jesseline.
She does not look phased, though. There is a fire in her eyes.
Hell yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I'm going right for that dwarf, getting him off my love. Come on. I got you. Come on. Jesus. 2.
Maybe you should start using the harmonica sometime.
Jeremiah reaches to get the dwarf off of Jesseline, but they're flailing back and forth so much that he's unable to get a good grip. And now the green lizard is firing, trying to get that pesky dwarf off of Git. As you are stabbing Jorgen, a bolt flies right into your left elbow.
Look like a little porcupine.
Gift continues helplessly trying to grab at Jargen. He's contorting his arm every way possible, but nonetheless he's unable to. You hear the monkey chittering in fear somewhere in the back.
All right, Jorgen's gonna pull the scimitar out from where he's been stabbing in the neck, and so he's gonna try and work it out in front of him, under his chin, and grab it with his other hand and pull the blade through his neck and try and decapitate Gift.
Jargen brings the scimitar and starts doing like a bar choke with the scimitar, with the blade digging into Gift's neck. And he feels this, and he grabs the blade and stops it from going any further, but you're not sure for how long, because you and Gift now, this strength is almost at equilibrium.
You sound a little choked up, lad. What's wrong?
RyAnna would like to take the other dagger that the elf used to stab her and throw that one at the green lizard.
The green lizard takes aim at RyAnna, and the arm that he's not aiming with is where her dagger flies into that, and he's knocked back.
Heartlock is gonna change targets to the green lizard as well, still trying to help RyAnna finish things off. So he's gonna say, while we're on the topic of wrestling, it would be a shame if I did a heel turn. And he's gonna try to do this like double roundhouse kick thing with the flurry.
Heartlock comes up to the green lizard. He jumps and he throws one round kick. That one misses. And the cocky little lizard doesn't see the other leg's heel coming back as Heartlock continues to spin clockwise. Now his other foot, the heel, smacks into the jaw of the green lizard, dislocating it, in fact. The lizard cannot close its mouth now, and its jaws are offset. The dwarven pirate tries to drive the blades deeper and deeper into Jesseline, but she puts the scimitar in her tail once again, and she grabs both blades, and she yanks them out and throws the dwarf to the floor. Jesseline spins, and with the tail that's holding the scimitar, slices the face of the dwarf.
All right, I'm pulling out my harmonica. I'm about to play my music here to cure RyAnna a nice little healing song for her troubles. Here we go. You get 2 points of health. Congratulations, RyAnna.
I like that.
All right, thanks.
Yes, Jeremiah does that. He pulls out his glowing harmonica and plays Concerto de Heal Monica, and
Yes, sir.
and that gives you 2 points of health.
Nice, feeling good. Thanks, Jeremiah.
You're welcome.
Gift falls onto his stomach and pounds the floor like a baby, kicking his legs, unable to do anything about the pain, screaming.
You know, Gift, I feel like I'm finally getting through to you. And he's gonna brace his feet against the ground, standing above his neck, and continue to pull up with the scimitar and try and get through.
Gift feels Jorgen pulling the scimitar into his neck more, and he takes one hand and he pulls against you, stopping any forward momentum.
I would like to use the other dwarven arrow and shoot at the orc.
RyAnna loads the dwarven bolt, and she feels this one is heavier and tighter to pull back, and so she aims at the orc and fires, and as the orc is raising his scimitar up, she fires into his arm, and he flies back, and his arm is actually pinned to the wall.
Good old dwarven ingenuity. Nice work, lass.
He's pinned to the wall. He is stuck. He's immobile.
I would love to get some more of these. These are great.
Heartlock watches the bolt fly and pin the orc, and he goes, A handsome orc pinned to a wall reminds me of a certain edition of Orc Daddies. And then he's gonna run up and try to. I was gonna say take advantage of the orc, but not in that way. Just like he's gonna beat up the orc with the flurry of blows.
Heartlock runs over to the orc that is pinned to the wall. He jumps up, he grabs the wall, and with his right knee, he swings and brings that knee crashing into the orc's nose. And the orc falls unconscious and limp, and he's still hanging onto the wall. His hand falls limp as well, but the orc looks out of commission on that.
Yeah. What a team.
And the dwarf actually goes to... He's now going over to stop Jargen from hurting his friend.
Don't try it, lad. Don't do it.
And the little dwarf goes, pile driver on the dwarf. On the other pile driver. And he takes his sword, points it out in front of him, and he jumps so that his sword is parallel to the floor and is pointed straight ahead at Jargen, and he impales Jargen, knocking him off of Gift.
Oh, you are so in for it, lad.
This dwarf is on top of you with a sword impaled in you.
I am the top dwarf.
Damn.
Oh my god. And the green lizard throws a dagger at Jargen. It cuts a piece of his hair off and flies over his head and flies into the wall.
Oh, I'm going to dance on all your bodies.
Gift gets up and then he puts his hands on his knees and breathes heavily because he has just avoided death and he needs a breather.
Jargen is gonna run up to Gift, ignoring the little dwarf, and just stab straight through the bottom part of his jaw and try and get it to come out into his mouth.
While this dwarf is on top of Jargen scoops his legs up and stands up. So with a dwarf like attached to his chest, Jargen takes his scimitar and he charges at Gift. Jargen is attempting to stab up through Gift's bottom jaw. Gift sees this at the last second, but Jargen gets the tip of the scimitar to scrape up and cut a big line up Gift's neck and through his bottom jaw.
RyAnna would like to run over and help Jargen by stabbing the dwarf with the fork.
RyAnna makes her way over to the kerfuffle fight with Jargen, the dwarf that's attached to him now, and Gift, and she stabs the back of the neck of the dwarf that's attached to Jargen.
So Heartlock is enjoying kind of turning the tide over here. So he's gonna also hop into this melee and kind of just like wail with his fists with a flurry of blows.
Heartlock runs over to try and pull the dwarf off of Jargen, but the dwarf is now biting Jargen's clothes to stay on even tighter.
Oh my god.
So you're like making a dwarf sandwich. Jargen the dwarf, which he's a dwarf too, but Jargen the pirate dwarf and Heartlock, they're now like in this weird sandwich kebab thing. The dwarf just holds on for dear life. Jesseline as well comes in and tries to aid in pulling the dwarf off, but no one is able to, and now the ball of people is even bigger. There's 4 people clumped together.
Dude, what the hell?
The dwarf grabs on even tighter.
Alright, I'm gonna try to hit this door.
Watch this be the one that Jeremiah lands.
15? Does that land?
Roll for damage. What are you hitting him with?
The dagger. Just stab this little bastard. 4. Kill him.
So Jeremiah actually runs over. He sees there are so many people clumped that it's too dangerous to go in with a blade. So he pulls out the glowing harmonica and he beats continuously on the dwarf attached to Jargen. Bad dwarf, bad. Boom, 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 boom. The dwarf can barely take it until finally the dwarf falls off, and then Jeremiah puts his knee on the dwarf and he continues to bash its face in with the glowing harmonica. The dwarf's eyes are like dilating because it's being smacked in the head, and a bright light is flashing in its eyes at the same time. It is so dazed, it is appearing to have almost a seizure until finally he brains the bastard to death, and the dwarf dies on the floor, and Jeremiah cries lets out a huge war cry harmonica blow.
Well done, lad!
and steam escapes from the harmonica as the blood drips as he plays his tune of victory and triumph.
Feels just like old times.
The green lizard's crossbow is jammed.
Good.
Jargen is gonna try and get as much of a run up as he can, slide down onto his back, and then jab his scimitar up into Gift's gooch.
Jargen runs over to Gift and he power slides like he's sliding home to safe to home base. He was attempting to stab Gift up, but he threw his sword up too early and his sword smacks off the butt of Gift and clangs to the floor. You see Gift and Gift's looking down and he sees you as well and you're both just looking at each other.
RyAnna is going to hopefully end the life of this stupid green lizard pirate by slashing its throat with the shiv end of the fork.
So RyAnna takes her shiv sharpened fork and she stabs it up through the bottom jaw of this lizard that had the broken jaw. You hear the blood gurgling in his mouth and he flails his arms and he's dropped his crossbow. He's like, so
why won't you die?
RyAnna's holding him up like with one fork under his chin, like holding him up like a superhero almost with this fork.
Heartlock has watched Jeremiah absolutely lose it first. So she's going to back off of that dwarf and go, okay, I'll try to be useful elsewhere. And then he turns to the green lizard and sees RyAnna wailing on the green lizard going, why won't you die? So he's going, wow, yes, everyone, let the hate flow through you. And he's also going to try to take out the green lizard with a flurry of blows.
Heartlock runs behind the green lizard, snatches him off of RyAnna's fork, so he's behind him. He wraps his arms around him, and then Heartlock bends back and gives that green lizard a good German suplex, cracking its neck on the fall and killing the green lizard.
Heartlock, you really had my back this time. I appreciate all the help today. Thank you.
I think I had his back.
Nah, another high five. Another high five. Up top, Heartlock.
High five.
Justline runs over to aid Jargen with Gift, but Gift kind of just smacks her away and she flies like 10 feet.
Oh.
Justline, I'm gonna take my dagger and try to jam it right into Gift, right up his butt crack.
Jeremiah runs to stab the dagger into Gift's butt crack, his coin slot, and then all of a sudden, Jeremiah, you start losing your grip on the knife as the cheeks clench with the might of Zeus, sucking the knife out of your hand.
No, give that back.
And then he spits the knife out of his ass back at you, and it bonks you in the head.
Okay, he's facing me. I'm gonna go, howdy, and just stab him in the face from where I am.
He sees you coming to stab him in the face. He tilts his head to the left, but you cut his right cheek as you stab through and across, and that does 3 points of damage to Gift. RyAnna climbs on top of Gift. She wraps her legs around him, and she drives her fork into the back of Gift's neck, digging it deep and deeper and deeper, and Gift wails in pain. Heartlock runs up to Gift from the front. He wraps his arms around Gift. You can't get them all the way around, so he's almost hugging Gift. And he brings one knee up and knees him right into the crotch. Justline comes in with a downward right to left slash with her scimitar and cuts right through Gift. Gift is holding his crotch, howling in pain. And it's like a higher pitch now you've never heard before.
Gift, we should hang out sometime.
Jargen kicks up onto his feet, then he jumps up and he wraps a scimitar this time so the blade is digging into the back of his neck, and Jargen hangs on and pulls down.
RyAnna's gonna look down, see Jargen hanging, just be like, hey man, what's up? How you doing?
Oh, not much, just catching up with some friends, you know?
Oh yeah, fun times. Anyway, then I'm gonna try and cut off Gift's ear.
You go to start sawing at Gift's ear, and the ear kind of like sucks to his head and holds your knife in place. You didn't even know you could have muscles there, but somehow he's clamped down on your knife as you were trying to Van Gogh him.
What? Well, that's just weird.
Heartlock comes up and he gets a little cocky and starts throwing elbows. And on the first elbow, thrown gift continues as you swing. He helps you continue your momentum, and with his hand shoves you off and throws you 10 feet. Jezeline also charges him from the other side, and with that same hand, he backhands Jezeline, and she flies back 10 feet.
Jezeline!
It gets real now.
Excuse me? That's one too many dice rolls there, sir.
So, Gift, he puts one hand to Jargen on top of your head, slams you down into the floor. RyAnna, he reaches and he's able to actually grab RyAnna this time, throws you across the room. You hit the wall where the fish are.
Oh, did not see that coming.
And then Jeremiah, he puts his hands out like an airplane. His fists are balled, and he spins at you like a top. And one of those fists hits you, and then smacks into your cheek, and you hit the floor.
Ouchie.
Jargen is gonna spit up some blood onto the ground, pick himself up, and take a cue from Jeremiah and drive his scimitar right up Gift's asshole.
I like your style.
I learned it from you, Dad.
Don't call me.
Never mind, I tried it. It didn't work.
Jargen, while he's been slammed on the floor, he now rolls forward under Gift's legs and throws his arms back with holding the scimitar and tears a new asshole into Gift.
You said I got knocked back near the fish.
You're way back there now.
I think I'm gonna check out the fish. I don't. What? It's just a chest full of fish. I'm gonna grab a fish, I guess.
Do you want to throw the fish?
No, I think, yeah, we'll throw a fish. Yeah.
You throw the fish at Gift, and the wet, smelly sucker slaps him in the face. He doesn't even flinch. It just kind of slapped him. He looks at you confused and a little irritated.
You are now marked for a watery grave.
Heartlock sprints at Gift. He kicks off the ground, and then he realizes he jumped a little too early. There's a big distance between you two. You throw your two kicks, and then you fall onto your back.
I'm gonna grab the fish off the floor, and I'm gonna try to force feed it to Gift.
You run over, you pick up the fish, and then you take it by the tail, fish head first, you shove it into Gift's mouth, and at first he's like uncomfortable, he's almost choking on it, but then you just hear crunching the bones, and Gift just chews the fish and swallows the fish whole, and he burps in your face, a big, disgusting, and just the stench, knocks you back a bit.
No fish allergy or nothing, Gift? No? All right.
No fish allergy.
You know, you should really open up some more. And he's just gonna twirl his scimitar in circles, driving it deeper and deeper up Gift.
So Jargen holds onto the sword with both hands, and he turns it left and right, digging into Gift's butt.
RyAnna is going to make a lasso with the rope that she has left.
You use this time to make a pretty sturdy lasso.
Heartlock is going to try to do the move he did again because he cannot do a move that cool and have it fail.
Heartlock puts his hands behind him on the floor. He springs up. One kick misses, but the other kick, boom, goes right up Gift's chin. And you land this time on one foot. With the foot that's kicked, stays protruded in the air.
Heartlock throws his two arms into the air in a V shape like a gymnast and goes.
Jeremiah goes for the ass. Gift turns around. He pulls the scimitar out of his ass that Jargen has there, and the hilt bonks Jeremiah in the face, canceling his attack. Jargen gets up and he chomps at each love handle, 1 and 2. RyAnna swings the rope above her head and she lassos it around Gift's neck.
So Heartlock is going to help RyAnna by grabbing onto the end of the lasso and yanking it, trying to either strangle or unbalance Gift, whichever comes first.
So you pull, but Gift yanks his head back, and you actually both fall forward onto your faces.
Ugh.
Ow.
This ass technique is not working out too well for me. Is his frontal region covered with armor?
It is, yes.
I'm gonna try to chop his penis off. Insinuating.
Jeremiah goes for the bulge in Gift's pants, and the knife bounces back. No comment. Jesseline's actually going to now grab Gift's leg, and she sinks her teeth into his leg.
He's a beta.
So Gift, he just falls backwards straight onto Jargen, attempting to crush him.
Uh-oh.
That initial fall crushes Jargen with one arm. He's slammed Jeremiah into the ground as well.
Ow.
And Jesseline with the other arm, he's smacked into the ground. Jargen attempts to stab. He's like flailing his arms. He's trying to stab at Gift while being crushed by him. It does not appear to be working. RyAnna runs over to Gift, and you stab him with the fork. You stab his crotch, and Gift howls in an even higher pitch.
Beneath the howling, you hear.
I'm going to retreat back towards the fish chest to think about my next move.
Oh, what timing you had, sir.
Jeremiah lives to tell the tale.
But to the friends.
No.
Oh no!
RyAnna, a fist flies into your face, knocks you out. That does 6 points of damage.
Oh yeah, your girl's unconscious.
I believe you're at -1 health.
Yes.
Yes.
You have to start doing saving throws.
Yep.
Jargen, he sits up without even like putting his hands on the floor. He sits up Undertaker style, turns around, looks at you, grins, and you hear
Fuck off.
his right elbow digs into your chest at Mach 5. Heartlock. Gift stands up and he wraps both hands around your neck and starts squeezing and twisting, and you're suffocating. You're in his grasp currently.
Okay. Jeremiah, we could use some magic songs.
So Jargen runs over and aids Heartlock. He slits the wrist of Gift and he loosens his grip on Heartlock, releasing him. And Heartlock takes a deep breath.
I'm gonna look at Heartlock and say, if I don't make it out of here, you get those boys home.
I will, but you're coming with me.
We'll see about that.
RyAnna, roll a d10 for your saving throw.
7.
Okay, take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
So what Heartlock wants to do is grab the potion from Jargen and to use however much of it is a good amount to use on RyAnna.
As I slit kind of the wrist, I switch hands so that my left one is holding the scimitar, and I grab the pot off and I hand it to Heartlock.
And Heartlock sprints over to RyAnna and you feed her some of the cure mixture, yes?
Yep.
RyAnna, you are unconscious but stable.
Thank you.
Gift spins around and chambers a cross. He fires it at Jargen, and Jargen Matrix dives out of the way backward, his head barely touching the floor.
Just fucking die already! He's gonna grab the scimitar with both hands, lift it above his head, and he's gonna try and dig it into his back and sever his spinal cord and just freaking paralyze him.
Jargen jumps up with his scimitar pointed down, and he digs it into Gift's back with all his might. And Gift now, he flinches and stands up straight. He reels his elbows back, and his spine actually does start coming out of his body.
Oh.
And his eyes start to roll to the back of his head, and then Gift's lifeless body collapses on top of Jargen.
Thank God. That's done.
And Jargen passes out.
Yeah, you just see Jargen stab into the back of Gift, pull the spine out, Gift's lifeless body falls on top of him, and after that, you don't hear anything. It's just kind of quiet.
Heartlock, you got more of that potion?
Yes, I plan to use it on the people who are unconscious, though, if you understand. Yeah, so I quickly try to administer it to Jargen.
So now Heartlock runs over and he pours the cure into Jargen. And Jargen drinks involuntarily and is now stabilized but unconscious.
I guess we're resting then.
Like just here among the bodies?
Yeah, I don't think we should go anywhere else.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I guess we were chilling here.
All right, I'm going to take a little seat right where I'm at.
So you guys take a rest. Jesseline comes up and she's like, oh man. Okay, let Let me see what I can do with them. I'll try to nurse them back. Did you guys give them the cure thing?
We did.
Okay. After that, it's just silence for an hour. It's just, you're done. And after an hour, RyAnna and Jargen begin coughing.
Ew. What is that? What's that with my tongue?
Jago, Limu. Are they? What are they?
We're here.
Oh, boys.
We're here.
Oh, boys. I'm so sorry.
What?
Behind a column, the two frightened children reappear.
I shouldn't have sent you off like that. I didn't know what to do. Are you alright?
Yeah, we're fine.
How long have you been here?
He found us not shortly after. Malachi found us. We made it to some island, and he found us, and he took us, and he had Kateshi, and
I know.
He did things to him.
I'm sorry. We're gonna get you home. We found Longreach, and the king will take care of you, I promise.
I want to go home.
You will. And Jargen's gonna try to stripping some cloth or something off of like one of the bodies and use it to cover up Kateshi.
And you do just that.
Then I guess he's gonna look at Jesseline and say, Are you okay?
She just kind of stares at you and nods.
So how do we get out of here?
I guess we gotta push that boulder out of the way.
I'll do a search for makeshift doors or something.
I'm also doing a search, but I rolled a 4, so...
19.
So Jargen, you search around another column and you find the little monkey.
Oh.
Come here, you little bastard. And I'm gonna grab him by the scruff of the neck and put him on my shoulder.
Jargen has taken the little monkey, and you see on the monkey's little satchel that it had that's wearing as a backpack, you see the strap sewn into it, TT.
I'm gonna look at the monkey and go, TT? Alright. I'm just gonna scratch its head and keep looking around. I'm gonna search its satchel, actually.
You find a potion of healing.
Oh,
thank God.
And some
Look!
rum as well.
Oh, even better! Look!
Now we're saved.
Thank you, TT! I give it a little scratch. Alright, come here. Who needs it?
Me.
Jeremiah, you want to share?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Look at us. Getting along.
RyAnna just smiles in the background as she sees them finally getting along.
That is 5 points of health split between the two of us.
2 each.
Alright.
Okay. Jargen drinks that and then chases it with a little bit of rum and offers it over to Jeremiah.
The monkey reaches its hands trying to grasp for the rum.
He gives TT a little sip.
Yeah, and TT sips. A few seconds later, TT goes and falls on its back.
Okay, TT. I pick him up and I hold him in one hand. Anyone else?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Celebration?
Yes.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Alright, I've got a potato still. How much health will that give us if I split it amongst us?
1 health each.
What if I ate it by myself?
2 for you.
Nah, I'll split it.
Okay.
We also have the fish, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
RyAnna, can you try and find an exit?
Yeah, I rolled a 19.
I'm trying to get to that, yeah.
Oh, got it.
Wait, but did we eat the potato though? Can we all get one
Yes,
health
you
back?
ate the fucking potato. Are you splitting it, or is it just
Splitting it.
splitting it? Okay. Jargen, are you eating it?
Sure, I'll eat some
You
potato.
get a health. Jeremiah gets a health. So RyAnna, looking around, you find the 2 scrolls that were knocked down at the beginning of this whole kerfuffle that the werewolf knocked out of the dude's hands.
I'm gonna pick those up and take them over and drop them on the floor with the crew and be like, let's take a look at these, I guess.
Alright, let's have a look.
So as you slowly unveil it, you read Scroll of Enlargement.
Hey.
Oh, bingo, boys!
So you read it and you get 3 words at the bottom in Draconic language.
I have that language.
RyAnna, you read the words Turalisilt, Yenuilt, Versvesh.
Ah, of course.
And that's it.
But what do they mean?
Bigger, greater, strong.
I love Daft Punk.
Can we all get together and push this boulder?
Let's try.
I would like to read the second scroll.
Oh, right.
There were 2, right?
You open the second scroll and you see the same thing, scroll of enlargement, and the 3 words.
All right, never mind then, I guess.
Jargen gets in position to push the boulder.
Me too.
I join.
Roll.
8.
11.
17.
Boulder doesn't budge.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep looking around to find another exit.
Oh. RyAnna,
What?
one of us needs to get big. Give me a scroll.
All right, and I scroll him.
You throw a scroll like a paper airplane to Jargen.
Scrolled, baby.
Toralis hjelt. Genuelt. There's fish.
And the scroll disintegrates in your hands. And Jargen, you start growing and growing. Your clothes start growing. Every item on your person has grown to now twice its size. And you are now 10 feet tall. You are as tall as Gift.
That's fucking right.
And I step on Gift, and I walk over to the boulder, and I try and grab it and push it out of the way.
And Jargen pushes the boulder, and it finally gives away and budges, and kind of easily, you roll it away like you're rolling a snowball for a snowman.
Let's go kill that mad dog motherfucker. Well, no, I don't want to go into battle, but let's go.
I would like to go around collecting arrows and bolts that are scattered, so I have more ammo, please.
Jargen is actually gonna try and wrap and scoop up Kateshi so that we can bury him properly.
You scoop up Kateshi's remains in your hands, and you also see little TT walking on the ground, looking up at you, and you are just now humongous compared to little TT.
I hold out my finger so that TT can crawl up onto it, and I go, TT.
And TT goes, TT phone home. And TT jumps onto your finger and then runs up your arm and onto your big shoulder.
Heartlock is gonna check out Jargen's enlarged Rockbottom and say, is it getting warm in here? And he'll just kind of like blush and flustered rush ahead of everyone else and try to get out.
Jargen strikes a pose that pops out a little bit, and he flexes, and he just goes,
Volume 2.
And like your pants ripple as the cheeks fill their shape, nice and tight and hard. Yes, you have indeed witnessed the rock bottom.
Do the dummy thick cheeks like cause another like collapse and there's another boulder in front of us?
No, a blast of wind, like a gust of wind, shoots past you. All right, RyAnna, we are collecting your bolts and such.
I'm gonna pocket all the fish from the chest.
It's a big chest.
Okay, I'll get like 4 fish then.
I take.
I grab the chest in a hand.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
I put it on my shoulder like a 6-pack, like a big frat boy going to a party.
There you go. Can I also pick up a sword?
Yeah, you can take
Are there any
yeah,
swords?
there's plenty of swords. Like, have your pick, everybody.
RyAnna,
What?
get me something nice.
All right.
Okay, RyAnna takes 4 bolts. Jeremiah takes 2. Are you taking scimitars, daggers, crossbows?
I'm taking 2 scimitars for Jargen and then 2 daggers for myself.
Okay.
I'm taking a scimitar.
Okay. Amongst the bodies, you scrounge up 73 gold.
Nice.
Are you splitting that, or is it all for you?
I'll split it. I'll hold on to all of it now and we'll do the math later. But yeah, we'll split it.
That should be all the contents. You run out and all the way back to the room with the first gate, and you see a naked Sventon lying down at the entrance. Hey, Dad. You see blood pouring out of Sventon's abdomen, a fresh scar from his cheek going all the way to his nose, and a crossbow bolt in his left thigh. And you see scorch marks at the very front of the cave. It seems a wall of fire was there a few minutes ago.
Sventon.
You got me pretty good.
Shh, don't talk. I got you. Daddy's here. Jezeline, I need you to patch him up. He's gonna be all right.
We got to get him over to the boat.
All right. I'm gonna lift him up in my arms. I'm gonna carry him over.
Dad, as you pick him up,
What's Sventon?
I got him good.
You did real good, son. You did great.
Right across the eye.
Yeah, that's right.
Suck on that, Malcolm.
Suck on that indeed. You're gonna make it, don't worry.
Yeah. And you're holding on to Sventon, and you walk him out of the cave, and you exit the cave, and you walk back to your boat, and you see Gorvin's body lying on the deck of the ship.
No.
And all your supplies have been stolen.
All right, let's get Jezeline to patch him up. Are we at the boat?
We're at the boat. You put Sventon down in one of the lower deck beds. Carefully. I'll see what I can do, but they took everything, those fucking bastards.
Just try your best. We gotta heal him.
I think we gotta get going as soon as possible.
Jezeline, get us to Longreach.
I want to push the boat out into the water so we can get a head start and sail quickly.
So Jargen puts the chest down. Do you still have Kateshi's body? Or?
I do have Kateshi.
Okay. Jargen puts the chest down onto the deck full of fish, but Jargen pushes the boat out. Doesn't appear to be moving, though. The anchor is still, weighing it down, but it's, further off the shore. And then, Jargen, you climb into the boat.
So Heartlock is going to turn to Jargen and say, Jargen, perhaps we should take these kids home first.
We need to save Sventon.
Well, sure. Also saving Sventon. I just meant before we get back to Longreach.
Jezeline, how long sail to Highclaw?
Jezeline looks up at you. We should go to Longreach. It's only 12 hours away. And we're going to get a hefty sum, I think, and save a lot of people if we do. Go back.
Longreach first.
Go! As he pulls the anchor out of the water.
Yeah, Jargen yanks the anchor out of the water and slings it onto the deck of the ship. And the boys have climbed onto the ship as well.
And what's Sventon's condition?
Sventon's not looking too good, but he's hanging in there. He's on the bed, hanging in there.
Can we give him some of the cure?
Wait until necessary.
He's on the brink of death. It looks a little necessary.
Oh, Dad.
We can bring him back.
I'm okay, Dad. I'll make it.
Are you sure, son?
Yeah, I've had worse.
All right. We'll wait.
Sventon, you are good dog.
You yell this. Your big head is leaning over the lower deck hatch, and they just see your eyes as you say that.
You are good dog.
You quietly ready the sails, and you make your way back to Longreach.
Oh, we're a band of brothers, native of the soil, waiting for the proper to begin by on the soil. When first the right was written and the cry grew near and far, we raised on high the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Hurrah, hurrah, for Southern rights, hurrah, hurrah, for the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Hurrah, hurrah, for Southern rights, hurrah, we rally around the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Hurrah, hurrah, for Southern rights, hurrah, we rally around the bonny blue flag that bears a single star.